All right, guys, I have bad news. We are done working on OBS trucks. We're going to be just regular mechanics now, working on cars. I am just kidding. I will never stop working on OBS trucks. Before we jump on the OBS project for the day, I had to fix the Dailey, which I already did mostly off camera. So don't click off, don't worry. We needed to fix a few problems that I know are wrong with the Dailey because I actually want to sell this thing pretty soon. And I don't want to offload a car with a whole bunch of problems to someone who's, this might be their first car, or they might need a reliable car to get to work or school or whatnot. So I want to at least fix the problems that I know are wrong with this car. We fixed a pretty bad oil leak that it had. We did a new timing chain, balance chain assembly, whatnot. So it's got all new sprockets, guides, tensioners, cam phasers, solenoids. So the whole timing side of the engine should be good to go. It's also gonna get new pads, new rotors, and a fresh oil change. And this thing will be good to go to hopefully go to a new home. And then for me, the plan is that we're gonna strictly be daily driving OBS trucks now. That's more on brand with what we do. And I've been really wanting to do that. So like I said, for the rest of the year, we're gonna be working on my own trucks. I'm trying really hard to get the engine for the dually so we can start on that project. But it's a pain. It's a pretty rare engine. I found out about this engine probably like 7-8 years ago. And in that entire time that I've been looking for that engine for sale here, I've only seen 3 for sale. Actually 2 for sale, never mind. And one was pretty far away and pretty expensive. So, and then back then I didn't have the means to buy it yet. And then the second one that just came up for sale, like 30 minutes down the road, happens to still be attached to a medium duty truck. So I'm trying to figure out how I can get that thing dragged down over here so we can remove the engine from the truck and then probably dismantle and sell the medium duty truck for junk, for scrap, and we can finally start the dually. But for now, like I said, once I finish working on this car, which is all gonna be off camera, don't worry, we're gonna be installing some super cool door handles that we got from my buddy at FRC Parts that I think you guys are really gonna like. So let's get to that. Okay guys, so as you can see behind me, we are done with the Dailey and we're ready to bring in the single cab to do those door handles. But this thing has been needing batteries for like the past year and they finally gave out. So I got some new batteries. You see the Dailey is back doing daily things. Running amazing, braking a lot better. No more shake when you brake. But anyways, I got myself a couple of new, nothing but the best, Duralast gold batteries. I know I said it as a joke, but especially because I have a commercial account with AutoZone, I got both of these batteries for the price of one like Optima battery or whatever. So I went with that. That's what I had in there before, I'm pretty sure, and they did the trick for like 5-6 years. And then I mean, I know it's the same thing with Optimus probably, but if I had any problems where the batteries died, I just went in and got new ones. So not a big deal to me. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, throw those in the truck, get the truck pulled in the shop, and then we'll get those handles installed. Okay guys, so I got the new batteries in the truck, and one thing that I desperately need to do to this truck is new battery cables and terminals and everything. Except one thing that I keep going back and forth on is if I want to make my own cables or if I just buy a nice set of pre-made cables. I suffer from this curse that I just need to and want to DIY everything, and I also love tools. So I want to buy a nice crimper and everything to make the terminals, because I mean, we obviously have a lot of old trucks and we're gonna keep having a lot of old trucks. So in my mind, if I buy the tool, I buy a spool of wire, I can just make all of my cables like for the price or pretty close to what I would spend on a set of cables. But I mean, it's just, I don't know, like I don't know at what point it's not worth it. But I do know that for a fact I really need a new set of cables for this truck. So I'll decide here pretty soon. Or what do you guys, do you want to see me make cables for these trucks? Potentially make it be something that I can offer to you guys. We'll see. Okay guys, so now what we're gonna be doing is finishing the install of some really nice backlit LED door handles on the truck that we got from my buddy over at FRC Parts. Now these things are super cool. They're basically OEM door handles, but what he does is retrofits an LED strip behind the handle that illuminates this obviously this section. And the cool thing too is that they actually work as a turn signal too. So they go from that nice white light to when you flip your turn signal, it flashes amber. And he takes care of all that through his wiring, which I'll show you here. Now we actually had already started the install of the door handles a while ago. Obviously it started by the paint shop. Well, I'm gonna do a 1-year review of this paint job here pretty soon, because it's coming up at the beginning of the year. Spoilers, it hasn't been good. But anyways, the paint shop installed the actual handles and painted them black because I didn't want any chrome on the truck, which, I mean, it's not that hard of a job. We are eventually gonna install these door handles on my other trucks too, because I really like them. They're super cool. So once we do that, I'll show you the full install of removing the old door handles and installing the new ones. But for now, I can at least show you what the wiring is, which, I mean, it's literally all plug and play. Like, he took care of all the wiring. It's done super cleanly, super high quality. I highly recommend these handles. Basically what he does is the door handle comes with its own little pigtail, which is this. So it comes with 2 or 3 harnesses, I guess you could say. It comes with the ones that go from the doors and kind of meet up under the dash. And then it comes with one that goes to your turn signals and then comes down and meets up with the door handles. So anyways, once you have your door handles in, you take your, I guess, crossover harness and plug it into your door handles, and there's a left and a right. And it also comes with this little controller right here for the flasher. I self-tap to the back of this little brace just so that it would have a nice secure place straight to metal to mount to, and it'd be out of the way. And then we ran the actual wiring alongside this other wiring that was already in the door. That way I know that it's not gonna interfere with the door panel or anything like that. And then we went through this little grommet to keep everything nice and clean. That comes out through the little kick panel area. So from here, we zip tied it under the dash all the way across, and it's now over there. So now what I gotta do is, well, going back a little bit, a few months, like I said, we had already started this install, and I pretty much had all the wiring already ran. So like, this is the harness that goes down to your turn signals. But what happened is that I broke one of the connectors. So I wasn't able to finish it. And luckily my buddy, he was able to send me a new harness, which that's over here. So this harness is the one that goes over to your turn signals and then powers your door handles. And again, this is all entirely plug and play, self-powered by your turn signals. You don't have to run any wires over to the battery or anything like that. Like I said, it's all self-contained, all plug and play, super easy to install. Except, like I said, I accidentally broke a couple of these pins. And everything's super nice, super high quality, like wrapped in this really nice braided loom. Everything he uses, these connectors, what are they called? Forget the word. But anyways, really nice heat wrap, really nice connectors everywhere. FRC Parts, we'll leave a link to it down below to where you can find these things. But again, I highly recommend them. Back to the wiring. Again, it's the same deal with the driver's side. It all gets ran exactly the same as on the passenger side through this grommet. The last thing that we got to do is, so down below we have the rest of the wiring. So we have this plug, which we gotta plug these 3 wires into that, and then this is gonna connect to this harness, which is the one that we broke. This is the one that's coming in from the engine bay. Now that connector, that harness, we passed it through the grommet that all the diesel trucks have, which is, so this, it's the grommet that they have for the gas trucks, for the cable that goes to your throttle body. Obviously with these things being a drive-by-wire setup, they don't use that grommet. So I've used it for a couple other wiring things that I do, and I'll show you in the engine bay when we pull it out. But basically that's where I went through. So it's right above your throttle pedal, and it's kind of behind all this insulation, so you're gonna have to pull it back to really get to it. So now on the engine bay side, it comes through right there. If you can see, maybe right there. That's where we go through the firewall. I gotta go ahead, pull that cable back through so that I can run the new harness, get everything plugged in, and show you what these handles look like. Okay, so I've got the old harness out, and as you can see, this is one of the pins that I broke, and I reached out to my buddy over at FRC Parts and I asked him if there's a way that I could fix this. Again, this was completely my mistake. There was nothing to do with him. I broke it, and he's like, nah, don't worry about it, man. I'll just send you a new harness, which he did. Super, super nice. And it actually looks like he even upgraded these ends on it, because they look different than these ones over here. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, run this harness. I went ahead and taped this end together to hopefully make it easier to squeeze it through that grommet. We'll get everything plugged in and we'll test the door handles, because again, they beautiful. Okay, so again, this right here is the grommet that is in the firewall, and as you can see, I already have quite a few cables, well, 2 cables running through it, so it is already a little bit crowded. One thing that I like about this grommet though is that it'll be a little bit hard to show you, but it actually protects the wire pretty well from the firewall. It has a little bit of a plastic insert going all the way around it that protects your wires, so it's nice. The only bad thing is that the actual hole is not that big, so pretty much with the cables that are already in there, this new cable, it pretty much fills in that hole pretty well. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and get this thing fed through there. And there we go, guys, just like that. We've got our harness ran through the firewall. That grommet literally comes right above your throttle pedal. I'm just gonna go ahead, run it through a little bit. We'll probably pull it back here in a little bit. But yeah, I got this done. So all I gotta do now is put the Deutsch connector, that's what they're called, on this end, connect it to the door harness. We'll connect the other 2 ends to the turn signals. And the way that he did the turn signals was pretty smart. So what he does is he uses this plug to plug back into your turn signal, and then this plugs into the pigtail side of the truck harness that goes to your turn signal. This is on both sides. Again, this is what powers the light in your door handle. You don't have to tie into your battery or run any fuses or anything like that. It's all done through this, which is pretty cool. And since they're LEDs, I don't really think that they draw that much power, so I think this is a pretty nice, neat little setup. But yeah, now that we have it run through the firewall, I'm gonna go ahead and make the connections at the turn signals, finish out under the dash, and we'll be good to go. Also, top side creepers are amazing. If you guys work on your truck a lot, these things are an awesome investment. I would definitely get one of these things. Exciting news. We've got all of this all figured out, all wired correctly. And man, this thing is freaking sweet. So I don't have it all put back together, but as you can see, we've got our hazards on, and that's blinking amber, looking freaking awesome. And then let me turn off the hazards. Well, turn signal, hazard, whatever, same thing. Now we've got just a solid running light. I left everything out because I was testing, making sure that everything was gonna work properly. Even though he did a great job with the wiring, everything's labeled as to what color goes to the couple of connectors that you gotta put together. And it all goes together super smoothly. Like I said, we've got everything wired up. That one's on too. We need some new headlights. But yeah, this is freaking awesome. So now that I know that everything's working as it should, I had one problem. I got too excited when I first ran that through and plugged in the headlights. And I wanted to test to make sure that everything was working properly. So I turned on the headlights, completely forgetting that the harness coming from the firewall was still all taped together. So we blew a fuse. But once I figured out what fuse it was and all that, we got it swapped out, put a new one on, and everything worked perfectly. I'm gonna clean up this mess, put that door panel back on, see if there's anything that I gotta tidy in the engine bay. All right, guys, we just got done with the install, and man, these things turned out so freaking nice. I really love the way that it looks, and I really think that it sets the truck apart. I mean, it's such a cool, unique little touch that I never would have thought about. So it's super cool that product came out and we were able to get our hands on it. And like I said, I really think that I'm gonna be doing these door handles on the rest of my trucks. But what do you guys think? Super cool touch for sure. But yeah, guys, we're actually getting ready to get the truck on the lift because we're gonna start working on our trucks for the rest of the year, and we don't have that much time to work on them. So over the next few weeks, this truck's gonna be getting 4-linked, at least the front end kit, and we're gonna try and come up with a way to also do a traction bar setup for this truck, and see if we can incorporate it into our current 4-link kit and cradle kit, all that stuff. Because I know that not all of you want to do the rear air ride. So at least that's going to be kind of the first stage of the new rebuild for this thing. We're going to be doing 4-link with traction bars. The next phase is going to be 4-link all the way around with air ride in the rear, because I really love the way that Bryce's truck came out, and really want to do the same thing with this truck. Definitely be looking forward to that. But yeah, again, love the way. And by the way, what I was trying to show is that obviously this thing is basically a switchback light on the door handle. So right now, as you can see, we've got the turn signal on this side with the doors amber, and also these are switchbacks. So those are also amber, the turn signals. As you can see right here, we got white, and then the door handle being white when it's just on its running light mode. Also, those cab lights, so nice. Really like the way those turned out as well. But yeah, guys, super excited. I'm still working on trying to figure out a way to get that engine over here to the shop so that we can install it on the dually and have that thing up and running as well. A lot of exciting things are going to be happening over the next couple of months. That's going to be it for this video. Leave a like, leave any comments that you might have down below, share the video. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you in the next one.